Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So one important thing that I've learned from playing this game is that the community is very strong. And as I'm doing more streams, I'm learning more and more from the players and viewers. And one thing a lot of people have been actually requesting that I do on this channel is perhaps feature my Spenders account a little bit more. Now I know I told folks that my initial goal was to just really talk about this game, discuss this game, and play this game. And as the channel is getting bigger and stronger, just like our accounts are as well, I feel like perhaps I should be trying to show off both the Spenders account and my free-to-play account, sharing the content on this channel. So that going forward, we're going to be doing that. And today, we're going to be doing a little bit of highlighting my Spenders channel. I like to call it the Spenders Corner. Alright folks, so one thing I've noticed, perhaps is already in the back of our minds, is that the game is already at 172 days. That means we're going to be approaching 6 months anniversary next week. Actually, not next week, the week after next week, right? The game was officially released on March 25th, 2020. So, it seems like time is blowing by so fast. I think without the pandemic, many of us perhaps wouldn't be spending that much time playing games, myself included. So, in many ways, as much as I hate the pandemic, I guess for some folks have a little bit of positivity that came out of it. So I'm not going to really do a show and tell on this account, but I think what I want to do is highlight some of the updates that I made on this account. First and foremost, obviously, Agrius is completely done. Today is Saturday, which means I'm going to be working pretty hard to getting all the jobs done for her, at least getting the memories. Either you call it red, or you can call it pink or whatnot. She is fully maxed out. I just need to get the jobs done, and as far as the skills, I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to take her. And then once I started filling out the grid, I noticed she gets a lot of HP, a lot of attack, a lot of bonus things such as defense and spirit. So I decided that I'm just going to go with more of a supporting unit, surprisingly. What I really wanted my unit to be doing is casting a lot of Judgment Blaze to stop the enemy, since it's an AoE attack. And it's pretty powerful if you can stop your opponent. I think stopping is pretty much better than any other sorts of debuffing because the enemy just sits there and literally does nothing. Other things I really want to do is perhaps use her in terms of increasing spirit for my allies. Very good for if you're going up against magical situations, either in arena or PvE. Now obviously regen she can do for her parties, and then she can also cast Disable, which I feel like it's really powerful, and this is basically her main / basic skill. I believe in you. Yes, I really do believe in you as well, Agrius. Unfortunately, she only raises allies. So I think in the Japanese version it only raises males, but they changed that. Some people think this is a nerf, some people think this is a buff. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. We just kind of deal with what we're given, and complaining about it ain't gonna change a thing. Full Break, I think, is going to be very good in terms of PvE content. PvP, maybe, right? Because you only get so many turns in arena. So ideally, you want to perhaps stop them. You can disable them. It's much better than Full Break, in my opinion. But Full Break will come very handy in terms of PvE. I wish I kind of finished her a little bit earlier. I would have taken her for a spin in the Deep Dungeon, but I didn't, and it is what it is. Alright, the next project that I finished, sort of, is Mustadio, my favorite character from Final Fantasy Tactics for a very long time. I'm keeping him at 70 faith for now, just to kind of test how much and how often he can debuff people. I want to get him to 97, that shouldn't be too hard. And as you can see, I'm also slowly working on finishing his jobs. For build-wise, I think I'm just going to go with the support / status ailment unit. I think maybe ultimately I will actually bring him to 97th Faith, just so I can apply those debuffs. His gun is also really nice. It has the evasion down granted. So it's going to be trying to hit those units that usually tend to rely on evasion. And since it has tons of accuracy, it's going to be very solid for him. The next unit I want to talk about for my account is going to be my man Ramza. I was finally able to get his last shard, which took roughly 3.5 days to get. One shard, ladies and gentlemen, one shard. But he is getting ready to be finished. And of course, yesterday was light day, which I didn't concentrate on because I was just working on farming the coral sword. But next week, it's going to be pretty much finishing off all my jobs. And I think that's going to be my main goal. Every day, as the 2x drops come, I'm going to be finishing that unit that needs those specific L crysts. Now, Rain is going to be the finished product soon enough. He only needs 42. Bad math there for a second. He should be done soon, and hopefully he'll be ready for raiding. And as you can see, he's clear to finish as well. I am going to use him as perhaps damage for raids and then switch him back to tank or maybe hybrid damage in terms of PvE content. Unfortunately, I don't have Delita, which would have been great if I could highlight the twin red dragons, but you know, I couldn't do it, so not worry too much about it. But if the Final Fantasy Tactics banner comes around for the 3rd time and they give us Islu's sister, I would definitely go for her, and then perhaps just go ahead and get Delita at that time, since all the other 4 units are all maxed out. In terms of perhaps focusing on other units for the future, I definitely want to finish Ishtala for sure when 14 comes around. I do want to get her finished, Naya, and I want to get him finished for more Steel Hearts. And I think that's it for the SRs. And then for UR purposes, definitely want to get pretty much the best Trustmasters in the game. I think we can go ahead and say it now. Best Trustmaster in the game. 40 shards to go, and then of course, I am running very low on these. So as a spender, I think the most efficient way to spend would be buying those materials rather than straight out buying perhaps packages of Visiors. So I think that's more important to really just keep building units that you need that can really help your account. But for me, I really don't spend a whole lot. For the Final Fantasy Tactics banner, I spent a total of $5 because I was doing the daily purchase to finish off Agrius. But as it turned out, I was way more than I needed to be. And then the only other spending I really do would be the $7.99 once per month to get, you know, amount of gems and amount of skip tickets. I feel like skip tickets is very useful for this game as well. Equipment wise, I actually do quite a bit of farming. I did get many of the weapons done for events. And for some weird reason, it keeps doing this. Let's do this instead. It keeps showing me obtained. Alright, so I have the paragraph sword. I call it the paragraph sword because it has many letters. As you can see, it's pretty much finished. I think I'm one tack shy, but accuracy is 20. And ultimately, one attack probably isn't going to be humongous difference. Ice attack of 8, slash attack 8. So this is obviously going to be really good for Agrius, as is designed, because this is her sword. But don't you forget, there's another sword user. His name is Gilgamesh, and he'll be using that sword when he is up and running to at least level 79. Vision cards, I think, is where spenders can truly shine. But for me, I don't really have too many URs built. For this, I did the Scion +2. I really wish I had Ramu. But since I don't have Ramu, I've been working on this card, Envious Magician, because it gives me the magic attack. And as you can see, I can do one more here. But again, I only progress my cards and whatnot based on how difficult the encounter is. Generally speaking, I tend to hoard my resources because if I don't need something, there's no reason to build it at that time. And most of the time, I just keep getting more resources, and then when the time arrives, I will go ahead and build that specific thing. I need only, let me see, I think I only need 30 left. Yes, exactly 30. I haven't been seeing this card anymore in the normal shop, so I've been triggering Whimsy 3 times a day. So here I will only need 10 more triggers and I should be done. And I can't wait because it does give me 20 magic attack for a single user, and of course light attack. This will be really good for my Grace, of course, and then of course Ramza could use it as well. I think one thing I'm really lacking on this account are vision cards. But in many ways, that's okay. Because even if I get, say, Odin or Diablos and those, I can't really work too hard on the vision cards. But I would love to get the Espers. Because I still play this account with a free-to-play mentality in the back, right? Like, I only spend if I feel like it's a necessity, if I'm trying to get a specific short-term goal met. And right now, I have so many good units, I don't even need to summon anymore. Yes, Eldyra keeps looking at me with her sexy gaze. But no, sorry, I have to say no to you. Willpower needs to be had. And Jedi mind tricks like hers is not going to work on me. But I think that's all the time for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you use your time wisely because this is your #1 resource. And as always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters and his family out. Peace.